tonight there are a few key questions that many are asking. Who, if anyone, might face criminal charges from their actions? And could the committee's sweeping investigation result in criminal referrals to the Justice Department? And what would that mean as far as eventual charges? Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has this in-depth report.
Tonight, as the first round of hearings investigating the January 6th insurrection comes to a close, it's all eyes on the Justice Department amid weeks of stunning allegations levied against former President Trump and his political allies.
What they were proposing, I thought was nuts.
It was so extreme to me, I had a hard time getting my head around it initially. This was not based on fact.
I didn't think what was happening was necessarily honest or professional at that point in time.
It was unpatriotic. It was un-American. We were watching the Capitol building get defaced over a lie.
In several hearings, the January 6th committee sought to lay out President Trump's role in one of the most infamous days in American history, ending with a mob assaulting the U.S. Capitol.
The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president. Take me up to the Capitol now."
Tonight, a major question facing the committee. Who, if anyone, will they recommend criminal charges against?
There could be more than one criminal referral.
Criminal referral can either be, hey, we think there's plenty here to prosecute, or plenty here to further investigate, or something in between.
The committee zeroing in on then-President Trump ignoring his own top administration officials who told him he had lost the election.
They have information showing that the president was told at every turn that he lost the election, yet he was trying to use many levers of the government to perpetuate a fraud upon the American people in the election. So there are statutes that say, you can't fraudulently, use these, the government to such ends.
The committee laying out how Trump then turned to outside advisors like Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, who embraced fringe conspiracy theories without any evidence and advocated state election officials turn over voting machines to the federal government.
He would say, aren't we all Republicans here? I would think we would get a better reception. We've got lots of theories, we just don't have the evidence. And I said, you're asking me to do something that's never been done in history, the history of the United States? No, sir.
Trump and his outside advisors continue to pressure state officials to manually change the election results in his favor.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
The former president pressed Republican-controlled state legislators to override their voters and instead appoint false, pro-Trump presidential electors. No state agreed, but Trump's campaign actively recruited supporters to do so anyway. The question now before the committee, do these allegations against Trump and his allies merit a criminal referral to the Justice Department?
The Justice Department itself may be doing other investigations of other crimes that might combine with the material that the committee has.
Evidence the committee has gathered on any recruitment efforts by Trump for those so-called fake presidential electors could be of particular interest to the Justice Department.
What looks to actually be their strongest case would be the slate of fake electors that were sent to the National Archives, to Congress. The question here isn't whether, of course, the fake slate was sent. We know that it was at this point, but whether the president knew about that and was part of the decision-making tree that sent that fraudulent slate to Congress that day.
Bombshell comments by Representative Cheney of possible witness tampering by Trump could also become a possible focal point for the Justice Department's investigation.
Attempting to influence witnesses to testify untruthfully presents very serious concerns. We will be discussing these issues as a committee, carefully considering our next steps.
The Justice Department absolutely prosecutes obstruction of justice, witness tampering. The bar to actually get a conviction on that is pretty high. And we'll see whether the committee has more that they'll be able to give the Department of Justice on this front. Certainly something the department will be very interested in.
So what comes next? The Justice Department has given no public indication about its timeline or if prosecutors are even considering a case against Trump. But Attorney General Merrick Garland says his department has been carefully tuned in.
Look, no person is above the law in this country. Nothing stops us.
Even a former president.
I don't know how to, maybe I'll say that again. No person is above the law in this country. I can't say it any more clearly than that.
And while a criminal referral from the January 6th Congressional Committee may aid any investigation into the former president, at the end of the day, the Justice Department acts on its own.
The criminal referral process, it's in large part, it's a complementary process to the Justice Department. The purpose of a congressional investigation is for the public to have a complete record.
Federal investigations take a long time, and the feds are notorious for not bringing charges until they are sure they've got it in the bag and they'll win the case.
And we still really don't know the kind of action or reaction the Department of Justice is going to take. Pierre Thomas joins us now. Pierre, thanks so much for that in-depth report. We heard there in your piece the most recent comments from Attorney General Merrick Garland that no one is above the law. It seems clear how serious the department is taking its investigation into January 6th, but also how different their investigation is from the committee's.
They really are. The committee has been on a fact-finding mission to look at what happened in and around January 6th. But what the Justice Department is looking at is were crimes committed, and if so, who committed those crimes? And they've been very methodical about what they're doing. As the AG said, they don't want to talk in public about what they're doing. They want to speak in court. And there are a lot of investigations that we don't yet know the final result of. What I can tell you is that there are several serious lines of investigative inquiry by the Justice Department. Number one, they're all over this issue of fake electors and who came up with that scheme and who was involved in it. And that potentially has some implications for President Trump. They're also, of course, looking at who committed the acts of violence. They believe that they've proven seditious conspiracy by members of the Oath Keepers, that they've proven that Proud Boys were engaged in a conspiracy to block Biden's certification as the president. So they believe that they've proven those things. But what they're now trying to find out as well is, was there a connection between the people who plotted the violence and those who were engaging in the politics? And was there anyone in the White House that knew for a fact that violence was going to be planned and executed on January 6th?
Trying to connect all those dots, so crucial in this time in our nation's history. Pierre Thomas, our thanks to you as always.
Pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.